Hey everyone, new setup, new me, new you. I'm doing a review for Annabelle Creations, a supernatural horror movie that's come out, directed by David F. Sandberg. This is his second film. His first was Lights Out, which was also a horror film. And it's been produced by James Wan, who we know from Saw and from Insidious and The Conjuring, so he's got a bit of a reputation in horror. The story is the story of 6 orphans and a nun who take up residence in a new home somewhere out in the countryside of 1950s America. Anthony LaPaglia plays a husband, Miranda Otto plays his wife, and they are a couple that have gone through a tragedy, and there's a whole bunch of backstory that the movie shows us little by little, showing that they have not only gone through tragedy, but they've also gone through a bit of supernatural violent trauma. So my rating for this movie, I think this was an 8.5 out of 10 for horror. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own, especially when it comes to horror. It's such a pick your poison kind of genre. But for me, this is the idea of a good horror, the idea of a haunted house and people trying to get out, or people trying to get away, or people trying to fend off spirits and ghosts and things like that. But then the reason that I think this movie has done so well for me is because it's a first-time director, well, it's a second-time director now, but he's being supported by a cast of people that really know what they're doing in James Wan, and the movie has made $9.5 million at the box office so far, and I think it's gonna do much better than that. I think it's gonna make a profit. It'll turn a profit, maybe end up with a sequel or an extension that continues in this Conjuring thing, because this is sort of a spin-off of one of the conduits from the Conjuring films. I think that the performances in this movie were quite good, but here and there some of the characters were just filler. There wasn't much of a point in them being there. Maybe they could have cut the cast down a bit, but then you would end up with this situation where you don't have enough disposable characters that may or may not end up dead at any given point in the movie. And there were a lot of moments between the father figure of the house, Anthony LaPaglia. I don't even know his name. I don't really know anyone's name in this movie, but I enjoyed it because I enjoyed it more for the feel than the actual characters. But there are moments where Anthony LaPaglia's character just glosses over a whole bunch of really glaring issues that some of the new residents are facing, as well as the nun also doing the same. But then that's par for the course when it comes to a film like this, because if they all decided that they're going to listen to everyone and do exactly what they need to do and just pack up and leave, we would have no movie. So you have to give the film a bit of leeway if you actually want to get through it and enjoy some of the scares. But yeah, there were jump scares, but there were also, I feel like there's a niche here where jump scares are considered so blasé, but at the same time these guys have elevated the idea of the jump scare to something much greater, because there's beats and there's tempos to the way that they're cutting the film, where you expect as soon as the door opens and there's nothing there that the camera is going to pan back to the original character and there's going to be something behind them, and if it's not that, then they're going to cut back to the empty doorway and there might be something there, but then they cut to that and it still doesn't give you what you expected, and then they cut back to another thing and it still doesn't give you what you expected, and it just throws off your expectation of when exactly the scare is going to be there. So I think that that was done really masterfully in the movie, and I appreciate when a movie can do those kinds of things, effective jump scares. I mean, jump scares, people really don't rate them, but I think if they're done really well, then enjoy them for what they are, which was a bit of enjoyable horror and jump scares. So this movie was good. I would recommend it to people, but when it comes to horror, the one that I'm most looking forward to is It. Man, that one looks so good. Recently did a reaction for that one. I think that that one's going to be the high watermark for this year in horror, so really looking forward to that one. But this one was good as well, and I would recommend it to anyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.